Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I had my speech in the truck. I knew I should have copied 2 of them.
When I was looking for it.
I mean, I guess. You want to look at it one more time?
In the truck?
Yeah.
Well, Shane got himself another motorcycle, another Honda Shadow 750. Looks like it needs a little work yet, though.
I think 2 sets will be fine.
Oh, we should do.
2 sets of 3.
First, see if we can fit that in there. There you go. Just set it. See if we can fit it now. There we go. Now you guys
I just missed it.
grab them all.
Yeah, make them long enough so you can grab them.
Right. There's this. Okay.
So, you give me 1 blue and 1 red. And I'll give you this white.
Alright. And then just tie. There we go. And good. So it's so long.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what we're looking at here, but I know they're all Boy Scout patches. I don't know if these are Shane's or exactly what. I see theirs says Eagle Scout Project Report. She's over at the church, I think.
For new celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the opening ceremonies. Color guard, advance the colors. Color guard, halt. Okay, now what? Would everybody please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Scout salute. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will everybody except the Scouts please be seated? Our Senior Patrol Leader, Andrew Senka, will now lead us in the Scout Oath and Outdoor Code.
Please join me in reading the Scout Oath and Outdoor Code.
I will do my best to do my duty, to guide my country, to obey Scout laws, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fires, to be considerate in the outdoors, to be conservation-minded.
Andrew, would you please come forward and lead us in our Scout Law ceremony?
A Scout is trustworthy. A Scout tells the truth.
A Scout is loyal. A Scout is true to his family.
A Scout is helpful. A Scout is concerned about other people.
A Scout is friendly. A Scout is a friend to all. A Scout is courteous. A Scout is polite to everyone regardless of age or position. A Scout is kind. A Scout understands there is strength in being gentle.
A Scout is obedient. A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop.
A Scout is cheerful. A Scout looks for the bright side of things. He tries to make others happy.
A Scout is thrifty. A Scout works to pay his way and help others.
A Scout is brave. A Scout can face danger even if they are afraid.
A Scout is clean. A Scout keeps their body and mind fit and clean.
Scout is reverent. Scout is reverent towards God.
Thank you, Scouts. You may be seated. Would Pastor Dunlap please come forward and lead us in communication?
Let's go to pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to honor this young man and all of his hard work. Lord, but before we do that, we want to place honor where it's truly most deserved, and that's you. Thank you for leading and guiding. Lord, we're praying that your hand would be upon this whole ceremony, these young men and young women. Lord, reveal yourself to them, continue to draw them closer to you, Lord, so they would truly embody these very principles that they're speaking so boldly about. Lord, we're asking that you would just be glorified in this time, in this place, through this young man, his family, friends, and all that are here to celebrate that today. We pray this, Lord Jesus, in your name. Amen.
I'll now call Mr. Grabowski, Troop 130 Committee Chair, to open this Court of Honor.
I now declare this Court of Honor session. Today, we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing this candidate for the award of Eagle Wing. This is an important and serious matter. In full awareness of the challenges of these times, the parents and leaders of this candidate have labored long and faithfully to develop him to be alert and to participate in citizenship throughout the scouting program. His efforts culminate this afternoon in the presentation of the Eagle Scout badge. Success of these efforts will become evident in the way this Eagle Scout will set the social pattern for all the lives he may touch.
Will the Honor Guard please escort our Eagle candidate Shane Vandenberg to the stage? At this time, we will ask Shane to light the spirit of scouting candle. When a boy becomes a Boy Scout, there is within him something that we call the spirit of scouting. This single lighted candle before you represents that spirit. Because the spirit of scouting embodies the principles of the Scout Oath and Law, it becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Shane, you can take a seat on your chair. Would Mr. Mike DeBrent, Assistant Scoutmaster of Troop 130, please come forward?
We're here today to honor a young man as he becomes an Eagle Scout. As we do so, it's important to reflect on what it means to be an Eagle Scout. The 1938 Handbook for Scoutmasters puts it this way: the badge which accompanies his achievement and which the Scout wears on his uniform are not to show he has passed certain tests. There should be no past tense implied. On the contrary, each badge cries out, "I can, right now and here." So what can the Eagle Scout do? Let's take a look at some of the things he has done preparing for his Eagle Scout. In terms of badges, he has earned the Scout badge and the ranks of Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, and Life. And finally, Eagle. Along the way, he earned 13 required merit badges and 8 elective merit badges. Served in a troop leadership position for a total of 16 months and spent at least 18 hours on service projects, not including the many hours he has spent on his Eagle Scout service project. In all, he has completed approximately 325 different requirements. So what have these requirements taught him? Who is the Eagle Scout? First and foremost, of course, he's an outdoorsman. He knows how to camp, swim, hike, use wood tools, build a fire, use a camp stone, and find his way with a map and compass. He spent at least 20 days and nights camping in a tent he has pitched on a site he has selected. Many of those times, he has planned his own meal and cooked his own food. The Eagle Scout is comfortable with nature. He can identify local animals, plants, including poisonous plants. He understands the causes of water, land, and air pollution and developed a project to save the environmental problem. He embodies the Scout motto, be prepared. He knows how to treat fractures, head injuries, hypothermia, convulsions, frostbite, burns, abdominal pain, muscle cramps, even knocked out teeth. We'll just stop at that for a second, Shane. Just saying. He knows what to do in case of fire, explosion, desert emergency, motor vehicle accident, mountain accident, food poisoning, gas leak, earthquake, flood, tornado, hurricane, atomic energy, and avalanche. The Eagle Scout is a good citizen. He's been to city meetings and knows how the city government is organized. He knows who his U.S. Senator and representatives are and has written a letter to at least one of them about a national issue. He's read the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. He knows how to manage his money and understand the risks and benefits of putting his money in saving bonds, mutual funds, common stock, and real estate. He has set financial goals and worked towards achieving those goals. The Eagle Scout has also set and worked towards fitness goals. He's competed against himself in tests of aerobic endurance, flexibility, and muscular strength. He knows what it means to be physically, mentally, and socially fit. So what is an Eagle Scout? Well, to quote the old handbook, he's a good family member. He knows what things are important to the members of his family and has talked to his family about finances, drug abuse, and growing up. Scoutmaster, once again, he is a young man who is qualified to help others as well as take care of himself. His badge is not a decoration, but a symbol of knowledge and ability. But what are the odds of him getting here? Let's hear from Shane's best friend, Logan O'Hara.
Now let's take a look at Shane's scouting journey that led him to this stage this evening. Shane started in 4th grade as a Weevil Scout, where he was determined to earn every belt loop and pin available. He was able to accomplish this, which earned him the Super Achiever Award. Shane then went on to earn his Arrow of Light, which is the highest rank in Cub Scouts and the only patch you can wear on your Boy Scout uniform. He then crossed over to Troop 130 in February of 2015. He then earned his scout rank as a scout in May of that year. That year, he went to the first year of summer camp at Cole Canoe Base and earned his first 2 merit badges. Shane worked hard and earned his 10-foot rank and his 2nd class rank in October 2016. In the fall of 2017, Shane was elected as the troop's newest SPL, Senior Patrol Leader, where he was re-elected an additional 3 more times. Shane moved quickly and earned first class in November 2017. He set his sights on his next goal of Star and achieved it in June 2018. The following month, he attended NYLT, National Youth Leadership Training, at Silver Trail Scout Reservation. This is where the fire was lit for leadership. Shane continued camping and attending several outings to cook and learn different scouting skills. He later got the rank of Life on December 5th, 2018. To say 2019 was a busy year is an understatement. In March, Shane was elected into the Order of Arrow, which is explained to be the Honor Society of Boy Scouts. Being introduced to the Mackinac Island Honor Troop in 2018, but unable to attend, he committed himself to Honor Troop 127 of Lapeer, Michigan. his service on the island in May. The following month, Shane attended his ordeal and became an official member of the Order of the Arrow. In July, after attending not 1 but 2 weeks of summer camp, he had the amazing opportunity to attend the 24th World Scout Jamboree at Beth Middle Summit in Glen Jean, West Virginia. This was the first year since 1967 that it was held in the United States. He continued to work on his merit badges and started fundraising for his Eagle Project in the fall of 2019. His Eagle Project was to replace and install new playground equipment at the General Square Park in Dryden. He was able to surpass his original fundraising goal, so he was able to have more equipment for the playground. This also included a God pit outside the playground area, summarizing Shane's accomplishments. He did 132 hours of service, 67 nights of camping, 132 merit badges, and completed his Eagle Border Review on February 16, 2021. In April, Shane was popcorn seller for 4 years. This summer, Shane worked as staff at Cold New Base for 6 weeks as an assistant lifeguard, with just 1 week left before he aged out of the BSA program. He attended the National Advanced Youth Leadership Experience at Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico. Next, we will hear from Scoutmaster Dennis Marshall, founder of the Lapeer Magnetic Island Service Group.
Becoming an Eagle is a great accomplishment and comes with great responsibility. As an Eagle, the Scout Oath and Scout Law should take on new meaning for you. The motto and the slogan take on new urgency. As an Eagle, your obligation to live with honor, your first obligation is to live with honor. You are a marked man, a leader. For good or ill, people will follow you when you set the example. Give up anything before you give up your reputation and good name. As Shakespeare said, "Mine honor is my life, both grow in one. Take honor from me, and my life is done." Let the white of the Eagle badge remind you of honor. Your second obligation is, as an Eagle Scout, is to be loyal. As a follower, you promise to be loyal to those above you. Now, as a leader, you must also be loyal to those below you, treating them as you would want them to treat you. And you must also be loyal to your ideals, not letting others sway you from your course. Let the blue of the Eagle badge remind you of your loyalty. Your third obligation as an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Stepping into your new role as leader, you will face many challenges and obstacles. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that's not where ships are for. You must have the courage to do what is right, whatever others say and do. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you of your courage. Your fourth obligation is to serve others. For a leader is above all a servant. Let the patience of the daily good turn become a lifetime service. For only in giving of yourself do you give anything of value. Just as it is always has, let the scroll on the badge remind you of service. Your final obligation as an Eagle Scout is to have vision. As a leader, you must now blaze your own trail. Just as the bald eagle soars high above the ground, can look down far into the distance, you must also look far into the distance. Many people will follow you. Only with vision will you lead them in the right direction. Let the silver eagle hanging from the badge remind you of that vision. These then are your obligations as an Eagle Scout: honor, loyalty, courage, service, and vision. By meeting those obligations, you can lead the troop, your community, your nation to a better tomorrow.
When we began our program today, Shane, you joined with your fellow scouts in repeating the Scout Oath. Now you will stand and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout promise. Well, the words you say are similar to those you have said so many times before. Today they will mean more to you than they ever have. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. I'd like all Eagle Scouts in the audience to please stand and join Herman Keller in rededicating themselves by repeating the Eagle Scout promise with our new Eagle Scout.
Go time. I
Reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training and example, my rank, and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Mr. Kowalski, Committee Chair, please come up and help present Shane's family with their respective awards. We'll start up here.
Shane, this journey to Eagle has been a long and difficult, and I'm sure many times it seems like a losing battle. But along this journey, your parents and grandparents were here to support you and give you the extra nudge to put you on this stage today. At this time, it is now your turn to give thanks to your grandparents for all the support to you along the journey. Would you please present them with the grandparent pins? Shane, your sisters helped you and supported you with your Eagle project. Even though your sisters might have been a pain in the butt a time or two, they supported you along the journey. Will you please present them with thank you for their support?
It is now your turn to give thanks to your mother for all her love and support, to you along this journey. Would you please present your mother with the mother's pin? Now it is time for you to present your father with the father's pin for his support for you. Nathan, for all your love and support through Shane's journey to Eagle, would you please pin the Eagle medal on Shane's left pocket?
Emily and Grace, for all your support in Shane's journey and being there along the way to help him out and poke at him as sisters would you please remove Shane's life patch and replace it with the Eagle patch?
Sarah, the last piece that makes the Eagle Scout uniform complete is the Eagle Bolo. Would you please replace Shane's current neckerchief and present him with his Eagle Bolo? At this time, we recognize the additional merit badges Shane has earned during his journey in scouting. A scout is awarded an Eagle Palm for every 5 merit badges earned beyond the required 21. Shane has earned a total of 22 Eagle Palms for the 111 additional merit badges he earned. These were represented by 7 silver and 1 bronze Eagle Palm.
Our pockets are the same size.
Shane, will you now please light the final candle representing the rank of eagle? At this point, I would like to present Shane with his Eagle certificate. It is now my pleasure to present Troop 130's newest Eagle Scout, Shane Nathan Vandenberg. Okay, at this time, a few of Shane's leaders have a few remarks they would like to make about Shane's scouting journey. If there's anybody else who would like to make remarks, this is their time. Go ahead.
Okay, everybody knows I like to talk. Before I start with my speech, I gotta make a couple comments. One, there's a typo in the presentation, and I was trying to find it, because it says right here, with just 1 week left before he ages out of the BSA program. Not. Okay, you do not age out of the BSA program. He is stuck for life. Okay? If you are an Eagle Scout in Troop 130, you are part of the troop for life. That just is what it is. There is no such thing as aging out. Another thing, all I can say is, I'm in a lot of airports, and Shane is not going with me to an airport that he will not. He will not make it through any metal detectors with 22 pins. So he is not disrobing in TSA. So the troop is, joining troop is actually, well, or at least, unless somebody dropped out, the second oldest troop in the state of Michigan. And started in 1911. So there's a lot of history, a lot of, myself, I've been registered with the troop for 47 years. So I know I look like I'm 21, but okay, 47 years. And a lot of history. One, I mean, you just look at, everybody looks at the candelabra, the pieces of wood up there as pieces of wood. Those pieces of wood are older than I am and have had every Eagle Scout's wax dripped on them for at least the last 65, 70 years. So there's a lot of history, and your family in the troop, that's what drives always been. It's pretty dang awesome. So with that said, out of the history of the troop, we've never had a presentation like this. Pretty normal for an Eagle Scout, as an AKA myself. 3 days before my Eagle Order of Honor, I finished up. Or before I aged out, 3 days, and I got my 21 merit badges. You never had the opportunity to sit in one that has this. So this is actually a lot more special than a lot of people actually realize it actually is. So I just wanted to point that out. So with that said, I named this Cream of the Crop. Wow, what a ride. What a ride is all I can say. I stand in front of you today out of pure joy. This is the joy of getting to see a wonderful boy turn into an outstanding young man. Shane is the last scout that joined the troop while I was still scoutmaster before Mr. Keller took over the troop. With that said, let me say one more time, wow, what a ride. It is also a joy to see Shane turn 18 before he hurts himself again. Shane came into the troop a ball of fire, and let me say, he was a handful. He had so much energy. I knew we were in for a wild ride that would test the patience test our patience, and all I can say was I was right for once. With that said, we also seen him as a fine young man in the making. As the years went on, he came into his own, and the true leader in him came out, and we knew we had an exceptional scout. I know all the scouts here are wondering when Mr. DeBrent is going to do his normal Eagle Scout speech. Don't worry, I did not forget the spiel, and here it is. In my opinion, a troop that has a scoutmaster that is an Eagle Scout, which we still hold that reputation, has less Eagle Scouts because he must truly earn every bit of it. An Eagle to me is not a rank, it is a person. It is not an easy thing to explain because that person is a lot of things rolled up into one. In the best way I can explain what an Eagle Scout is by saying he is the cream of the crop. It is a person that lives by the Scout oath, laws, mottos, slogan, and outdoor code. A trick question I ask when I do a board review is, what is the most important word in the Scout laws? The word is. Because a boy is trustworthy, he is loyal, he is helpful, he is friendly, he is courteous, he is kind, he is obedient, he is cheerful, he is thrifty, and he is brave. He is clean, and he is reverent. This boy does his best to do his duty to God and his country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, keep himself physically strong, physically fit, mentally strong, and morally straight. He does good turns every opportunity he can, and he is always prepared. A little more about an Eagle Scout. He does his best to be clean in his outdoor manner. He is careful with fires, he is considerate of the outdoors, and he is conservation minded. So you can please see why I struggle calling it a rank and not looking at it as a person. Shane is the perfect example of how I view an Eagle Scout. Growing up in the troop, you get to see a boy's strong point and weaknesses, but not Shane. I'm not sure if I can think of any weaknesses, only strong points. Shane is outstanding and in everything. Shane is outstanding in everything he does. If you need a leader, he is awesome. If a boy is struggling with something or just needed a friend to talk to, Shane is the guy. When it came to Scout skills, Shane is one of the best and would even challenge the Scoutmaster's knowledge. Shane was a Scout that if two of you were sitting around a campfire, would strike up a conversation that would be meaningful and insightful. Troop 130 is a family. Troop 130 is a family, and every boy has a seat at the family table for the rest of their life. But in Shane's case, he has a seat at the head of the table along every Eagle Scout that came before him. I am sure he is going to grow up, get married, and be the best he can be. Best that he can be at whatever he puts his mind to. Shane was always wonderful with kids, and I see him raising Eagle Scouts of his own that I surely hope to be part of. Shane also made it clear he is planning on taking over the troop from Mr. Keller one day, and I am fully looking forward to being his assistant scoutmaster one day. All I can say is when he does take over the troop, it will be another wild ride. I would feel bad not sharing my experiences in Eagle Scout. Now that you have it, I would feel bad as not sharing your experiences in the Eagle Scout. What I say is use it and abuse it. Make sure it's the first thing on your job resume, on all your college applications, and enjoy immediate rank increases if you join the military. In closing, all I can say It is thank you to Shane for being part of the troop, part of my family, and my friend.
Good afternoon, friends, family, and scouts. I usually struggle to write my comments during these presentations. This one was a bit different. Shane, you might want to sit down.
It's going to be long.
So I met Shane during his crossover from the pack to the troop. To say he was energetic was an understatement. At the crossover ceremony, one of the fathers of another scout walked up to me. He said, "You have Shane in your troop," and walked away giggling. Didn't take long, and I was convinced that it would be him or I, but only one of us would make it through. Shane was doing everything, and holding his attention was a full-time job. There was a spark, though. Shane loved being outdoors. Knots and lashings, fire building and cooking. We settled into an uneasy cadence and learned to work with each other. He learned from his elders, and he passed that information on to his fellow scouts. Of course, even that didn't stop him from getting into everything. At 14, Shane decided to run for senior patrol leader. He won. This is the point where the young man standing in front of you emerged, and I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. All that energy in Shane converged into a leader with one purpose: to lead his troop to be the best it could be. In an instant, my job as a scoutmaster got easier. Shane organized meetings, came up with new and different activities, and led the youth with a passion I've never experienced. That's not to say everything was peachy. During the next 2 summer camps, Shane sent 2 people to urgent care. Himself and me. First, Shane filleted his finger, and we spent the day getting stitches. When a doctor asked, "Does he need a tetanus booster?" I said, "It's Shane, yes." Mom never told me he reacted to the tetanus booster. Sarah, there's a line on the health form.
He did this off that, not me.
He was fine, but I aged about 10 years and lost even more hair. In the second year, our canoe trip became a bit enthusiastic, and Mr. Keller ended up icing his knee for the rest of the week. When I got home, the doctor gave me the bad news. Really wasn't his fault, but I'm always going to hold it over his head that he's the only scout that broke his scoutmaster. Now, these were some of the best summer camp experiences I've ever had. Shane woke the troop up early. He had breakfast ready by the time us adults rolled out of bed. Dishes were cleaned up without lecturing from the adults. Life was good. His energy and enthusiasm, it rubbed off on the other youth. He led us to the front of the pack during camp events. He drilled on flag ceremonies, insisting on perfection during flag raisings, lowerings, and flag retirements. At this point, I can't fail to mention Sarah. Her support of her son is nothing short of amazing. Of course, that did mean calling the scoutmaster with many questions. My lovely wife often asked, after a late night text message, what are Sarah and Shane working on today? She just knew. These two found awards and activities I had never heard of and worked endlessly to obtain every one of them. Sarah found her footing in scouts during Shane's early years. She attended summer camp and participated in the troop committee, learning and applying scouting's principles. She really found her stride after her daughter Grace wanted to follow Shane to Eagle. Together they founded Troop 131, the female counterpart to Troop 130. The phone calls increased in frequency. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Sarah grabbed information from every source available and ended up educating me on aspects of scouts I didn't even know existed. After a short while, I started telling scouts, "Go ask Sarah, she probably knows more than I do." Shane's next phase was motorcycles. For those of you that don't know, I'm an avid rider. I told him, as an avid rider, get a car first. You can't take a girl on a date in February on a bike. He didn't listen. For a while, I could hide behind his dad saying no. Then finally, Dad said, "You can get a bike if Mr. Keller says it's okay." Thanks, no pressure on me. Over the next few months, Shane sent me dozens of ads for motorcycles. Dozens of times I said no. You found some real doozies, dude. Then he sent me an ad for a nice little Honda, and I said, let's go look at it. A deal was made, and Shane ended up with his bike. Now, at this point, Shane still didn't have his motorcycle endorsement, which you need to ride on the street. He found a class, and he bombed. He was devastated. This is the only time that I've been disappointed in Shane. Not because he failed, but because he didn't want to try again. It took a while, but he was finally encouraged to take the course again. He practiced, he listened to advice, and this time he passed with flying colors. He had a bike, he was legal, and everything was great until he decided to play bumper cars with a Toyota. The way the troop rallied around him while he was in the hospital shows his impact on this organization. He had a steady stream of visitors, all asking when he would be able to attend meetings again. As always, nothing could slow him down. Shortly after getting out of the hospital, and while stuck in a wheelchair, he wanted to attend a scout camp out. He endured being carried in his wheelchair, obviously in pain, just to sit by the campfire with his troop. Now, I've glossed over some of his scouting career because obviously everyone here is aware of his adventures. While leading this troop to its pinnacle, he worked summer camp, he attended Philmont Scout Ranch in Mexico, World Jamboree in West Virginia, earned admission to the Order of the Arrow, while earning more merit badges and awards than I have ever seen. Shane is the definition of an Eagle Scout, living by scouting's principles even when not at scout events. He's still young, and young men do dumb things, but learning from your mistakes is what turns young men into tomorrow's leaders. Of course, a scout like Shane would choose an Eagle project that would be impossible for most. The troop committee asked several times, "Are you sure you don't want to scale this back a bit?" Shane's response was, "This is the scale back project." At one point during the project, he had 3 front-end loaders, 2 dump trailers, a dozen trucks, rakes, shovels, power tools, generators, cement mixers, 50+ people from all different backgrounds working towards a single goal: to give the kids a drive at the playground they deserve. During the lunch break, I talked to a couple of volunteers. I had never met them before. They had no association with scouting. Shane and his family had asked for help on Facebook, and the community responded. There were carpenters, plumbers, engineers, bridge builders, welders, millwrights, toolmakers, and countless others that showed up just because somebody asked for help. Shane kept it all moving. It was a long day, and we achieved more than I thought was possible. But Shane wasn't done yet. He had funds left over, so we ordered more equipment, and we spent the next couple of weekends, it was more than a couple, wasn't it? Yeah, like 8 more weekends out there, putting the finishing touches on his project. I was convinced the young man before you would be the end. I was wrong. He is the future. These personal stories are just a fraction of what makes up Shane. His dedication is what we should all strive to achieve. Many years ago, I attended a wedding. The groom and 3 of the groomsmen were Eagle Scouts from the Dryden Troop. In his toast, the best man said, "The Kellers don't have friends, we only have family. You choose your friends, but your family chooses you." This is true today. I look back over the years, I have had the honor of calling the Grabowskis, the Fullers, the Waltons, the Wagners, the Rails, the Lenores, the Diefenbachs, the Jacques, the Joneses, the Rolands, and the DeBrents as part of my family. This troop is my family, and I'm proud to add Van Ferks to that list. And Shane, you have a lot to live up to, but based on your past, you will excel. My advice going forward is to be energetic and be enthusiastic. Continue to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. We have a huge family behind you. Old man Vin. Shane would now like to have his mother, Mrs. Vandenberg, come up and speak.
So when I went to my first Eagle ceremony, it was Kyle Fuller. Never been one before, and his mother spoke. And I was amazed at all the things that she went to. I didn't know moms were allowed at these scouting events. I thought this was a dad thing. When Shane wanted to be in the pack, I would never allow him. I would never put that on Mr. Grabowski. As you guys all heard. But after year of begging me, I finally let him join in 4th grade to be a Weeble. You've all heard his journey. I will not tell you that again. So I would like to read something. It's called 100 Scouts. Only 1 in 4 boys in America will become a scout. But it is interesting to know that of those leaders of this nation in business, religion, politics, 3 of 4 were scouts. About one of every 4 boys in America become a scout. However, of every 100 boys who become a scout, about 30 will drop out during their first year. This might be regarded by some as a failure, but in later life, even those early dropouts will remember that they had once been a scout, and nearly all of them will speak well of the program. In fact, many will return to scouting with their children. Of the 100, only rarely will 1 ever appear in juvenile court. 12 of 100 will be from families that belong to no church. Though through the scouting program, these 12 and many other family members will be brought in contact with the church. As a result, some will continue to be active. I could enjoy that, actually.
There goes your bike.
Will be active all their lives. 5 of the 100 will earn the religious award. 1 of the 100 will enter the ministry. Each of the 100 will learn from their scouting experience. At least 1 will use his scout skills to save another person's life. Which there was nowhere to fit that in, but Shane did that at Coles Canoe Base in 2019. You can show them out there. At least 1 other will credit it for saving his own life. 18 will develop hobbies through scouting that will last throughout their lifetime. Many scouts will serve in the military, and a variety of degrees will profit from their scouting training. 64% of Air Force Academy graduates, 68% of West Point graduates, and 70% of, that is not spelled right. Okay, we're going to go were scouts. 26 of the first 29 astronauts were scouts. Among the leaders in our nation in business, religion, and politics, 3. Amy, that's not guys. Didn't even pronounce right. Is there one folded up on where I was sitting? Hey, just a moment. Three of the 100 will reach the rank of Eagle, and at least 1 will later say that his values his Eagle badge more than his college degree. 8 will find their future vacations through merit badge work and scouting contacts. 17 of the 100 boys will later become scout leaders and will give leadership to thousands of additional boys. Today, we honor 1 scout of 100. We know the things he's done in the past. Imagine what he can do in the future.
Are you ready to speak?
Yeah.
You bet. Before we allow Shane to come up and give his thoughts, we have a slideshow presentation, so please enjoy. Shane, you might want to have a seat so you can see what everybody else is. Please come forward. share some more reflections on the journey to Eagle.
Well, before I start, I just want to say thank you, everyone, all Scouts, families, and friends for coming today. I really appreciate that, and I would please like to have all Scouts rise. I just want to show everyone who's been a part of my life, who's helped me through this journey, who's helped me climb this mountain through every single obstacle, through good and through bad. I appreciate every single one of you guys' help standing today. Thank you. I do want to say some recognitions to Mr. Grabowski too. With me being the crew, but not the crew, the pack. He helped me a lot, he taught me a lot of different things. All the obstacles I had with always being energetic, he helped me through it. And then getting through older when I joined the crew, I was shown to the honor guard with Mr. Marshall and Miss Marshall. They saw a young man with a lot of energy, and they helped me. They taught me discipline. They taught me everything, all my knowledge I need to learn how to go through everything, how to teach everything, how to teach senior tracks, how a troop is supposed to be led, how a troop is supposed to look. Through Mr. Durant, having to deal with little me full of energy. Kyle helping me as one of my SPLs, teaching me. Mr. Keller, with all of our adventures.
Okay, so can I please have Marcus, Connor, Bo and Luke, Josh, and Cooper please come forward. So Shane, he's having a hard time, so I'm going to talk for him. Would like to thank all the scouts that helped him on his Eagle Scout project. Andrew, where are you, Andrew? Come on, Andrew.
Get up here, Andrew.
How can we forget Andrew? And Logan, will you please come forward?
Logan, I'd like to present you with a medal. I appreciate your help. Who's that? Andrew, I'd like to give you a special medal. Thank you. Coins, medals. Thank you, Marcus, for everything you've helped me with. Don't lose that. Look at that. Cooper, even though sometimes I don't know if you know how to canoe, I'd like to give you this medal.
Wait till his coat of honor.
Thank you for all your help, Cooper. Josh, we've known each other for a while. Yep. We've gone through goods and bads. We've seen all the trophies at ASPL. I'd like to thank you.
You can be seated. So this time, Shane's going to present his mentor pins awards. First, we'd like to have
Mr. Marshall. Many of you might not know, Mr. Marshall is the Scoutmaster of 127, the Honor Guard, the Mackinac Service Troop. Mr. Marshall has been a huge leader to me, and I've always looked up to him, and he's helped me so much through understanding how everything's supposed to be run and the proper way it's supposed to be run. With that, I want to award you one of the Mentor medals. Thank you.
Can I say something real quick? I'm jealous of you and you. You got the same growth. That's one of the things they say in Mackinac 4, to see a 13-year-old become a leader. I didn't get to see that because of COVID. They took him away from me for 2 years, but he was there for 1 year in the troop going to the island, and he was a leader in our training in 2020. And he was doing a great job. I wish you could have been with me.
So, we want to do something really special for the next two individuals. I mean, they came and talked. You know, they watched Shane grow. They've received lots of mentor pins. But like I said, we want to do something really special. So first we'd like to have Mr. Mike Durrett come forward. Mr. Matt Felder. Thank you, Mike, for
Yes. So while we are up here, I neglected to actually give Shane one of his many awards, which is he flagged and flew over to the United States Capitol. This is something that you can request specifically. Typically, it's the day of his court of honor, but he has delayed that so many times, they actually sent him the one that flew over the Capitol on his birthday, so. What's that? I'm up next. He's done. Okay. At this point, we're getting ready to close out our Eagle Court of Honor. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Could I please get the honor guard to assemble up front to retire the cartilage, please? All the honor guard. And while they're assembling, we will be having a get-together, a reception in the Activity Center, the building immediately behind here. Following the ceremony, everybody is invited. Audience, please rise. Scouts, please join me in the Scoutmaster benediction. Scout sign. Oh, sorry, Scout sign of reverence. May the great Scoutmasters of all Scouts be with us until we meet again. 2. Color guard, please retire the colors. You may all be seated. Thank you very much. Okay,
Okay, we can all go back to dining halls in the back. So dinner is ready right now. I hope everyone can come join us.